Hello guys, how are you? Today the subject will be procurement quality assurance and control. First let us see the questions that can arise in our mind. Do you know how the quality assurance and control during procurement process? This is the major question. Do you know how to prepare or review MR, PO, IAP? Do you know what is PIM? How to finalize ITP? Do you know how to monitor, assign vendor inspector for ongoing fabrication or manufacturing in vendor facility? Do you know how to deal with the vendor NCR? How to deal with the equipment efficiency report or EDR issued by project inspection? This is a big subject. Let us discuss in brief. This slide was in my previous procurement general know-how video also. Let us refresh our mind with the total process of procurement by an EPC contractor. First, we need to finalize the scope of the material to be procured, then MR to be prepared. When MR is approved, then we need to send the request for quotation or RFQ. After RFQ, a lot of suppliers will be sending their quotation or bid. Then that bid evaluation will be there. There will be two parts. One will be technical part, one will be the commercial part. Commercial part will be done by the contractor finance department, and the technical portion will be done by the material specialist from company. After technical bid evaluation, they have to agree with some vendor. Then the no objection letter to be submitted. After that, purchase order will be prepared and finalized with vendor. Then the documentation portion will start. Then preparation of non-material record or NMR. After NMR, we have to make this inspection assignment package, which has to be approved by the company. Based on the IAP, inspection level need to be finalized, and in the pre-inspection meeting, the inspection test plan will be prepared. Fabrication, manufacturing and inspection will be followed after the ITP has been approved. During the fabrication or manufacturing process, there might be a very good possibility of some non-conformity which has to be recorded. Sometimes equipment efficiency report also being raised by the client, which has to be cleared completely before we do the factory acceptance test or hydro test as a final acceptance, which is also termed as FAT. After satisfactory acceptance of the FAT, inspection release note to be issued, NCR and EDR to be closed before IRN. Then the material or the equipment is ready to send to the projects or site for their use or installation. Closure of final documentation, which was initially named as a NMR, all the inspection document, all the legal or all the purchase orders, everything to be incorporated in that folder, which is termed now as a final disposition report. So this final disposition report will close this item with the VID or vendor inspection department of company. So this is a brief overview of the whole procurement process. Today we will be highlighting only the quality assurance and quality control and inspection portion. Deciding the inspection level is a major step before we start any quality or inspection activity for a material to be manufactured or to be fabricated. So the basic steps are MR and PO has to be approved first. Now procurement quality assurance team will be busy preparing inspection assignment package or IAP. So the restrictions level will be decided by company. The levels are as below. There are actually 4 levels, level 1, 2, 3 and 4, but there are few materials which are also termed as bulk material. There are 2 more grades which are non-inspectable and level 0. So non-inspectable material, nothing required from VID. MR is required, but IAP is not required. Level 0, materials shall be procured from approved source. The MR required, but IAP is not required. If IAP not required means pre-inspection meeting also not required. So level 1, only final inspection is required. Then MR required, IAP also required. Level 2, level 3 and level 4, every cases MR and IAP required. Level 2, there is pre-inspection meeting also required, and then in process and final inspection also required. So you can see as the level are increasing, the restrictions are also getting more strict. Level 3, actually it is same as level 2, but in process shall be periodical. That means in process inspection shall be more frequent. Level 4, there will be a permanent inspector always to monitor completely the vendor activities. Okay, so now we will check the contractor quality personnel's responsibilities. Basically it is a two-man show, you can say. One is quality assurance manager and the second one is procurement quality control supervisor. So quality assurance manager is not only limited to procurement, but he is also the integral part of construction. So being a department head of quality, he involves in all stages of procurement, including document review, preparation of QA manual and related procedure, preparation review of QC manual and procedure, quality related procedure before submitting for company approval. Review and approval of vendor's quality document. QA manager is the one he will be communicating with the vendor inspection department to resolve any issues. He can assign this responsibility to the PQCS also, but in case of any bigger issues, he will interfere to resolve. He will monitor the PQCS, of course, monitor quality control team at site. Actually, the QC manager is supposed to report QA manager for any site quality issues. Follow up and close quality issues for both procurement and construction phase. Submit monthly quality management report, project quality index related inputs to the company. So QA manager has a very important role in project quality. Then PQCS is one of the most busiest guy in procurement. He involves also in all stages of procurement. Basically, all the tiresome job is being done by the PQCS. Document review, submission of document, and follow up till it approves, communicating VID, communicating company vendor inspection department, arrange third-party vendor inspectors for giving required inspection coverage for all the vendor activities, manufacturing or fabrication work, follow up and expedite inspection process to cope up urgency of the project, issues NCR through contractor's third-party vendor inspector for any discrepancies, follow up and close all quality issues before the material to be released for project site. Submit weekly quality transmittal final disposition report for all inspection lots. So these are some major responsibilities of QA manager and the PQCS. Now we will go for the procurement process, emphasizing here the quality and inspection portion basically. Contractor shall provide and document quality services in the procurement of equipment and material to be used or installed during construction and installation of the facilities as specified in the requirement of the contract. So contractor is sole responsible for all the quality of the material during procurement process. First come the material requisitions or MR. Contractor shall not release the requisition or purchase the equipment or material prior to company approval. Supplier and sub-supplier selection. If contractor fail to select good supplier or good manufacturer for the material, the quality might be affected. So there are certain restrictions we will be discussing here. Contractor shall pre-qualifying each manufacturer in the specific manufacturing site. Contractor shall evaluate supplier's capability, that he is technically, quality wise and also manpower wise or resource wise strong so that he can meet the schedule requirement of the work. All these evaluations process, all this qualification process, contractor need to involve company representative through official submissions, through emails, or sometimes maybe physical appearance also required. Contractors shall evaluate supplier's quality system. Nowadays, compliance to ISO 9000 system requirements are mandatory. Contractor prior audit findings we need to see to check their previous records to have some confidence on the supplier or vendor. Contractors shall comply a physical survey of proposed suppliers for any equipment requiring an inspection level of 2, 3 or 4 as specified in the company standard. Contractors shall notify company at least 2 weeks ahead of all planned supplier surveys. So company might participate on this survey. Quality system evaluations are not required. Suppliers currently listed on company's list of manufacturer for inspectable items. So, if this supplier is part of recent RVL list from company or currently listed in the company's manufacturer list, survey or evaluation might be waived. Procurement information. Contractor shall review and ensure quality of all requisitions prior to submittal for company review. Company shall review its supplier sub-orders to ensure that the relevant company technical and inspection requirements are fulfilled. Contractor shall ensure that all the suppliers and manufacturers of inspectable equipment and material have and maintain acceptable quality programs in accordance with ISO 9001. Contractor shall complete and submit a weekly inspection of fabrication status report to the company representative in an electronic format acceptable by company. Company shall have access to all purchase order and inspection report file. So there should be always a transparency related to documentation, related to the site work. A no objection letter must be obtained from company prior to placing purchase order. We have discussed in the second slide. Now, verification of the purchase material or equipment. Contractor shall maintain an effective system for continuity of order identification that ensures drawing specification and inspection requirements and properly transmitted to suppliers at all tiers of order placement. Contractor or its company approved third-party inspector shall perform quality activities at the supplier and sub-supplier locations as required by the applicable IR form and the inspection level assigned to the material. Contractor shall submit a 2-week look-ahead schedule so that company representative can plan his activities or engagement in the vendor facility. Some material are not listed in the company commodity list, or the inspection level is not mentioned anywhere in the company standards. So then contractor shall inform company so that a proper assignment of inspection level is possible. Generally, these type of actions are being done in the pre-inspection meeting or PIM. When vendor does not meet the specified performance requirement in the purchase order, company has placed the vendor on hold. This hold means this vendor might not proceed, or contractor shall increase the inspection level to the next highest level to the purchase order without additional cost to the company, whichever is more feasible. Contractor shall submit detailed vendor inspection and test plans in accordance with assigned level 2, 3, 4 as per company standard. Contractor shall review all applicable company requirements, include appropriate quality requirements in the ITP. All the quality inspection requirements shall be included in the inspection and test plan. This has to be agreed both contractor and company inspection representative during the PIM. Contractor shall prepare special inspection report form for the approval of company representative for each item. If there is no sample IR form in the company standard, then new form has to be prepared and to be approved by company representative. When required by company standard, contractor shall submit for company's review and approval of all supplier and sub-supplier procedures, for example, refractory installation, welding repair, heat treatment and alloy verification as applicable, not later than 21 days prior to start of the work or activity. Supplier or sub-supplier personnel PMI and welding shall be qualified as specified by company standard. All suppliers and sub-supplier program as well as NDT procedure personnel shall be reviewed, and they should be competent enough against the international and company requirements and approved by contractor level 3 prior to submission for approval by the company. Company will approve the NDT personnel conditionally and monitor the performance. If they fail to schedule or arrange the performance review by company within 30 days from the commencement of the work by the NDT individual, prior conditional approval can be retracted. If company decides that this NDT individual is not adequately qualified, prior conditional approval shall be revoked. All the work done by that NDT personnel can be a rework by the newly approved NDT guys or NDT company. Contractor shall make supplier or sub-supplier NDT personnel records and welder qualification records available to the company representative as and when requested. Contractor shall compile and forward company representative no later than 21 calendar days prior to the pre-inspection meeting and start any fabrication. Contractors shall compile all the documentation for inspection assignment package within 21 calendar days prior to pre-inspection meeting and send to company representative. For inspection level 1, contractors shall submit the inspection assignment package 14 days before the final inspection. Contractor shall issue any subsequent change orders including accompanying document to company within 10 working days of placement. Contractor or its approved third-party inspector shall include and perform source inspection at supplier and sub-supplier fabrication sites as specified in the approved inspection and test plan. For packages units that include various disciplines, mechanical, welding, electrical, instrumentation such as compressor, cogeneration, boilers, chemical dosing, anti-foaming, corrosion and scale inhibitors, etc., contractor shall assign additional discipline inspector during applicable work activities for mechanical, welding, electrical, instrumentation and refractory inspections. Pre-inspection meetings shall be conducted by the inspector approved for the subject material or equipment being manufactured. Contractors shall ensure inspector continuity through fabrication. Contractors shall officially submit pre-inspection meeting reports and subsequent vendor inspection reports to the company representative within 10 calendar days of each shop visit. For inspection level 4, material shall be submitted weekly because it is the most strict level. If company waives a plant inspection visit, contractor shall obtain from supplier or sub-supplier such inspection records as may be required to meet the requirements of the inspection record form or IR form and include the inspection records in the inspection disposition report. Such waiver shall not release contractor from any other obligations. Contractor shall require subcontractor or suppliers to submit manufacturing and test report as specified on each IR forms. The contractor shall review and indicate its acceptance of these inspection records prior to issuing the inspection or shipping release. A copy shall be provided to company with the inspection disposition report. An inspection or shipping release shall be issued to all equipment and material at time of final inspection. Within 2 weeks of the acceptance of the material of the equipment, contractor shall prepare and issue the company representative an inspection disposition report or final disposition report where all the documents will be compiled together to successfully close this item in the vendor inspection system. In cases where there is supplier is responsible for export packing, for final disposition report shall be prepared after export packing has been inspected and accepted by contractor. As a part of PQCS responsibility, document review is a major one. What should be the minimum mandatory contents which should be reviewed by a PQCS? Let us see. Review material list for description, materials commodity items, material commodity codes, inspection levels, approved manufacturer for RVL and non-RVL materials to be provided or verified by procurement representative and company representative. Review MR for material description linked to the company commodity list. Proposed manufacturer are approved as per company commodity list. Project specifications, company standards, IR forms, data sheets, drawings, applicable inspection level. So PQCS need to check all these things are essential part of MR or not. So he has to put his comment if something is missing. Purchase order shall contain technical bid evaluation, deviation list, manufacturer current status, no objection letter, PO placement copy. For critical PO, he has to attend the kickoff meeting also. Document review for inspection assignment package shall include inspection assignment sheet, copy of unpriced PO, sub orders, inspection level, vendor ITP, applicable standards, and inspection report form, applicable NMRs, waivers, PIM agenda, qualification of assigned contractor inspector also to be included in the inspection assignment package. Pre-inspection meeting, PQCS has to attend the pre-inspection meeting for critical order. In the pre-inspection meeting, the ITP shall be finalized and to be approved by vendor inspection from company. Now, monitoring inspection pre, during and post manufacturing or fabrication stages. So before fabrication, what PQCS shall take care? Special procedures approval, welding procedures, NDE and hydrotest procedure, FAT procedures means the final acceptance procedures. In some cases, it is hydrotest also. Hot forming or PWST means post-weld heat treatment, and coating procedure. During fabrication stage, special procedure approval prior to fabrication or testing, welding procedures, NDT procedure, other special process procedures, in-process inspection and final inspection, quality circle meeting for critical PO, final inspection, and contractor inspection release. All these stages, the role of PQCS is very, very important. He has to be very, very observant. Wherever there is a violation or non-conformity, he has to raise it officially through his third-party inspectors. Review vendor inspection report. While reviewing the vendor inspection report, PQCS shall check the narrative details about the inspection performed, the inspection report forms inspection point covered during inspection, brief material fabrication status, punch list and outstanding work list when applicable. Review inspection disposition report. Narrative details of quality activities performed during manufacturing and fabrication of the equipment of the material. Copies of company approved waivers to company requirement. All contractor inspection report. Copies of supplier quality records as specified in IR form. Copies of all NCRs with final dispositions and resolutions. Outstanding punch list item for pre-shipment inspections, inspection and shipping release. So this was a boring subject, I know, but all these things we need to know if we are interested in the field of procurement, quality, inspection as a PQCS or a quality assurance manager. Hope I have explained all the procurement, quality assurance and control process in detail. If you still have any queries, you can write in the comment box, and if you like the video, please share and subscribe to your friends or whoever needs it. Signing off, Showman.